you guys saw the hot dogs and stuff.
Yeah, I
asked for them early.
I put the sodas in there,
and then they gave it to me really early. So you might want to get on those hot dogs before they start waxing late.
Yeah, we actually ate not all that long ago, and I
just ate too.
I ate McDonald's, which I haven't had in a while because I was kind of craving it all of a sudden, which was a questionable decision in light of how many beef products I've been eating.
Holy shit! I ate McDonald's last night. I totally forgot about that.
This wasn't Burger King.
The first time in it.
Well, anyway,
we don't have a Burger King.
We used to, yeah. There is. I think there is one on Wainwright.
Yeah, there is, but that doesn't count.
There used to be one guy working there. He'd take your order, he'd cook your food, he'd disappear.
Oh, I love that story.
Oh, man.
Well, anyway, yeah, so I kind of overate because I forgot how big a quarter pounder is and ate all of it. And
oh my God, I got to share my memory.
The last thing I want right now is
So I got here early with my daughter. So like, screw it, man. Drop off your stuff. I'm going to go to batting practice. So I come up here, they didn't have any music, so I turned on Queen's like Operation Mindcrime. And hit the shit out of that wall off Mark. You know, I'm good. Yeah. Oh, I'm good. I needed that. Oh, you can fix it.
oh, you want some?
You got to empty and twist. There you go.
I was gonna say you want some tape or something, but
no, we don't roll like that. I would like to also, you know, I reached in whether it's through Twitter privately or something. I like Twitter.
I DM'd him on Twitter.
I'll do the same.
He was like, hey man, I don't totally know what happened, but here's
the fact that it happened is not cool.
Well, I don't know how it happened or why it happened or whatever, but
I think he'll recognize that someone's fucking with us.
Well, what I told him was that, like, look, no way. It isn't Giro who said that. It isn't me who said that. And I'm 100% certain it isn't Chris who said that.
Oh, I've read his profile, man. That dude is like fucking a god.
If one of us did say that, then there's context that didn't get through in
The funny
that
thing
message.
is, I looked up Sheridan Dog Collar, and there is a dog collar company which has a Sheridan name attached to it. Like,
Welcome to Galvin Memorial Park. In game 5 and 6.
It's K01, right?
The
K01.
the San Diego Waves taking on your Alaska Goldpanners.
Alright.
You'll turn to your programs, let's see the starting lineups.
You're welcome.
First, for the San Diego Waves. Batting first, the catcher, wearing number 5, Devlin Lindemann. Batting second, the shortstop, wearing number 3, Ryan Penn.
And then at that point, it might give you cancer.
Batting third, the left fielder, wearing number 16, Drew Beasley.
You want a knife to like
Batting
cut
fourth, the designated hitter, number 28, Gardner Christensen.
I have
Batting fifth, the second baseman, wearing number 6, Jackson Waller.
I just can't like.
Batting seventh, the third baseman, wearing number 4, Speedy Summon.
Just use that last one. Yeah.
Batting eighth, the first baseman, wearing number 36, is John Starr. Batting ninth, the right fielder, is wearing number 22,
The things
Drew
I do for you,
Thomas.
Garo.
The starting pitcher tonight for the San Diego Waves, number 27, Lewis
I have
Poland.
never.
I listened to that condensed game just on radio today when I was working, and I was like, fuck, man, I can't get my MLB
His
work.
assistant coach.
So I saw you post that after I'd sent the time lapse from last night.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Change it on fire and stay vanilla at third.
okay. I saw you post that, and so I went and opened the video that you did post, the 45-minute one. I'm like, oh, this is it, because 45 minutes and 41 seconds. My brain wasn't totally working this morning. And then I sat through the national anthem and whatever came after that. I'm like, wait a second, this is long as fuck. What's going on
Condensed
here?
game, but
At third base,
I wanted
Mr.
to.
David
Yeah.
Noah.
Okay, I got focus here. That's good.
Center field, wearing the number 33, is Caden Clark. Playing left field, wearing the number 22, is Sean Rimmer. Playing third base, wearing number 12, Griffin Harrison. Playing shortstop tonight, wearing the number 2, Marty Munoz. Playing second base, wearing the number 9, Caleb Milliken. Playing first base, wearing the number 4, Matthew Pennell. Catching for your Alaska Goldpanners tonight is number 17, Isaac Shuck. And warming up in the bullpen for your Alaska Goldpanners is number 7, Ian Torpy. The designated hitter tonight for your Goldpanners is number 29, Brock Rudy. And the rest of your Alaska Goldpanners. Your Alaska Goldpanners are field managed by Mr. Mark Lindsay. He is assisted by coaches Ryan Hansen, Jake Taylor, and Marcus Mastroboni. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you will all please stand, kindly remove your hats and place your hand over your heart for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Alaska Goldpanners are probably sponsored by Safeway. And tonight, out to throw the ceremonial first pitch is Josh Oath, a 13-year-old ball player from the North Pole Twins under-14 team who is a huge Panner fan and is best friends with some of tonight's Safeway employees. Josh, throw out the first pitch.
Let's hope that's a positive omen for tonight's baseball game. Josh throws a perfect strike on the ceremonial first pitch. I hear on play ball. It's Safeway night here at the ballpark, and Lord knows I've dropped a lot of dollars at Safeway here in Fairbanks. They've always taken good care of me, although I wish they allowed their employees to unionize. See, that's what I get to do. I get to say things on the broadcast. Let those guys unionize, Safeway. Garrow Von Dane here live at Groud Memorial Park. That's the end of our political segment. It's Goldpanners baseball time. Panners back in those black tops they unveiled at the Midnight Sun game. Facing off against the San Diego Waves, the Panners try to end their first losing streak of the season. They've dropped 2 in a row to these Waves. Another wild one last night. My goodness, if you left early, you can't leave these games early. You never know what's going to happen at the end. And Panners came back from down 3 in the 9th inning Still had 2 on and nobody out, but could not get the winning run across. And then the Waves win it in the 10th. Ian Torpy takes the baseball tonight to try and stop this losing streak for the Goldpanners. Who better than number 7, Ian Torpy? He was my guest last night on Pannervision. An awesome interview with Ian. Really insightful. He's a smart kid and a good pitcher for the Goldpanners. Second-year Panner out of northern Colorado. Just a great dude. Torps, thank you so much for joining me. We're going to work on getting some more of the guys up here now. Hopefully they're not nervous about coming up here after Ian dominated. Ian Torpy against Lewis Cohen, the pitching coach for the Waves, gets the start tonight. Yeah, everybody, my voice is starting to come back.
Leading off for the San Diego Waves is number 5.
And happy to bring you Goldpanners baseball from Groud Memorial Park. Last 2 games of this homestand before we hit the road for British Columbia on Sunday. Ian Torpy out. He will face Devlin Lindemann here on Safeway night at the ballpark. And the first pitch is hit into center field, and going back is Clark, and he will make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away here in the first inning. After Lindemann, it's Ryan Fenn. He'll be followed by Drew Beasley. The designated hitter for the Waves is Garner Christensen. Batting 5th is Jackson Waller. In the 6th spot, it's Reese Anderson. Batting 7th is Phoenix Some, the third baseman. John Stark at first base, batting 8th, and Andrew Thomas, the right fielder, batting 9th. Catching for Ian Torpy tonight is Isaac Shook. The 1-ball pitch was in for a strike. Ian wants to throw strikes tonight. As he mentioned last night, working on a new pitch here this year. He's trying to perfect his splitter after not being pleased with the growth of his changeups. So Ian's trying some new things this year, and that new thing hit Ryan Fenn between the shoulders. So a hit batsman here with 1 away in the first inning. The Waves have a base runner. The Waves have had all sorts of runners in the first inning of each one of these games. This Waves team can hit the baseball. 41 hits over the last 3 games for San Diego. Panners can hit it too, batting .277 as a club, averaging 6.7 runs per game is Fairbanks. Torpy with a ball and no strikes to Beasley, and throws to first base. Catching for Ian, Isaac Shook, as I mentioned, Matthew Penal at first base. Milliken at second, Munoz at short. Harrison is at third base, and the outfield is Sean Rimmer in left. Caden Clark in center, and Brock Kless is in right. Designated hitter for the Panners tonight is Brock Rudy. It's a hazy, little bit smoky day here in Fairbanks. It's warm. Grounded over the mound. It hit Ian Torpy on the shoe and bounced away from him. A tough break for the Panners, and the Waves have 2 aboard with 1 out. That'll go as a base hit for Beasley. And Garner Christensen, the designated hitter, batting now in the cleanup spot.
Number 28, Garner Christensen.
I'd like to thank all of our loyal Pannervision subscribers. We're up to 296 now. So if you're tuning in and you haven't subscribed yet, go up and click the subscribe button at the top of the YouTube page. We really appreciate all of you tuning in this summer. And we invite you to tune in on the road trip. Grand Forks Invitational. And then the Seattle Studs Tourney. Popped out of play.
Brought to you by the Glass Doctor. Luckily, no cars were over there for that.
Chris Carlson to my right, engineering and producing the broadcast and running the camera crew. Line foul out of play.
Heads up in the
Goldpanners and Waves here in the top of the first inning with 1 out and 2 aboard for San Diego. Led by General Manager Mike Studer, who grew up here in Fairbanks. The Waves are coached by Jason Schmeiser, assisted by former Wave Jake Rico, and pitching coach Lewis Cohen is on the mound tonight. Way up and away. The Goldpanners are coached by first-year field manager, second-year coach Mark Lindsay from Chico State. He's assisted by Ryan Hansen, Jake Taylor, and Marcus Mastroboni. All with big baseball pedigrees. Swing and a miss. And Torpy gets Christensen swinging, his first strikeout. Ian on the year.
Now to bat for the Waves.
This is his
6,
fourth start. In
Jackson
3 previous
Waller.
starts, 13 and a third. Just 2 earned runs, 11 strikeouts, but those 13 walks, he's trying to limit those numbers. But he has been able to pitch himself out of some jams. Started the Midnight Sun game, just 2 innings. But good results, just 1 run over 3 hits. Threw a lot of pitches, though, walked 4 and struck out 2. And another, keep saying it, an all-time classic in the Midnight Sun game. That's why you can't ever miss that one. Fouled back and out of play.
That foul ball.
Jackson Waller.
Hometown physical therapy.
His dad was a 2-year Goldpanner. 94, 95. Torpy misses well outside, trying to get Waller to chase. Jackson, recent high school graduate, playing at Nevada. We see that more in summer ball. Kids that haven't started their freshman year yet. Oh, and a good snag by the fan on a line drive. Foul ball. Man, he made that look so easy. Atta boy. The 1-2. Just a piece of it to stay alive.
Foul ball brought to you by Foundation Health Partners.
It's been a fun series here with the Waves in the Midnight Sun game, and catching up with old friends and enjoying all the Midnight Sun festivities here in Fairbanks. And we'll be gone for a few weeks. Our next home game after tomorrow will be Wednesday, July 13th against the Inland Valley Pirates. Slow chopper third base side. It's a fair ball, and there's no play. Everybody's safe, so some good bounces here for the Waves in the first inning, and they have them loaded.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 18, Reese Anderson.
I don't think Harrison was going to get him, even if he got it cleanly. I don't know if he was going to even throw it. And now it's up to Reese Anderson to try and get the Waves on the board here with 2 away, and Torpy will try to take care of him. Gets a swing and a miss for strike 1. Reese Anderson from South Dakota State. Nothing in 2.
Finish him.
Base is full, 2 away. And Torpy's 0-2 pitch. And it's going to land in shallow right field for a base hit. 1 run will score. That will be all. There's Pinal, cuts it off. RBI single for Reese Anderson. The Waves always make noise in the first inning. Well, they do in a lot of innings, but the first inning has been fantastic for them. Took a 1-0 lead yesterday, too. They loaded the bases with 1 out the day before, but did not score. So they scored a couple runs in the second inning. Phoenix Some now with the bases full. Hard luck for Ian Torpy here in the first inning. Nothing has been hit hard except for that line fouler into the stands that was caught by a fan. And it's 2 balls and no strikes on Some. 3-0. Another one of these situations Ian talked about yesterday. Finding a way to pitch yourself out of these jams. And there's a strike. It's 3-1. A good pitch, too, because he didn't serve it right over the plate. Cutting in on the hands of the right-handed hitting Some. And the 3-1. Off the fists, and it's a little flare. And a diving catch by Milliken. What a play to save some runs. The Waves do get on the board. But a highlights snag for Milliken. It's 1-zip Waves. Goldpanners coming to bat.
Goldpanner fans. It's number 25, Brock Kless.
Panners come to bat in the bottom of the first inning. The Waves take a 1-0 lead on the top of the first, and an incredible catch by Goldpanner second baseman Caleb Milliken, the junior from Pomona Pitzer. Wow, saved a couple of runs. And now the Panners go to work offensively. Brock Kless leading off. Been playing a lot, has Brock. And he gets the start in right field and leads off for the Panners against Waves pitching coach Lewis Cohen. Cohen, a 30-year-old assistant for the Waves, played at Cal State Northridge. Goldpanners had a good Northridge connection back in the early 2000s. Midnight Sun Game starter in 2001, Andy Davidson was at Northridge. Strike called, it's 3-1 on Kless, and also on that 2002 national championship team, infielder Ryan Haig from Northridge. Haig arguably should have been the tournament MVP at the NBC World Series that year. Instead, it was given to Blake Gill, who was a pickup for the Goldpanners for the tournament out of LSU when future big leaguer Brendan Ryan went down with the broken collarbone. Leadoff walk to Kless, and Griffin Harrison the batter. Waves really wanted that game last night because they were starting to run thin on pitching, and Colton Bolger was able to get it done. Boy, oh boy, the Panthers rally for 3 in the bottom of the 9th and had 2 on with nobody out, and they had Rimmer, Rudy, and Flores due up. Seemed like a foregone conclusion. Rimmer lined out to center, Rudy popped up, and then Flores grounded out, and we went extra. The Waves take the lead in the 10th.
Nope.
Panthers threatened in the 10th inning, but couldn't bring the tying run across, and the Waves take 2 in a row from the Goldpanners to even the series at 2 apiece. Two and one on Harrison with Rimmer on deck. Brock Rudy, the designated hitter, in the cleanup spot. Runner takes off, pitches high, throw to second base. Waller gets there and gets the tag down. Tough play for Waller, able to twist and turn and tag out the runner Kless on a good throw from catcher Lindemann. Caught stealing goes 2-4, and it wipes out the Panther base runner. Now 1 out and a 3-1 count on Harrison. So then Rimmer, Rudy in the cleanup. Matthew Pinal batting 5th, Isaac Shook in the 6th spot, Milliken 7th, Caden Clark 8th, and Marty Munoz in the 9th spot. And it's caught stealing. Hurts a little more now with Harrison drawing the base on balls. Back-to-back walks issued by Lewis Cohen. And now Sean Rimmer out of Yavapai in Arizona. Rimmer had 2 base hits yesterday. And he has 1 here today. A single through the hole on the left side. First Goldpanner hit. And 2 aboard with 1 out for Brock Rudy. We all know how Brock Rudy's done this year, but he's in an 0 for 4 stretch. He doubled in a pair of runs in the first inning last night. Then the Panther bats went quiet. Just 1 hit from the 2nd through the 6th inning. Rudy out of the University of Utah stands in against Cohen. And takes a pitch up and away for ball 1. Rudy's average on the year, .417. Strike called, it's 1-1. The Colorado Avalanche fall to the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 5. The Lightning still with life. Now trail the 3 games to 2 in the Stanley Cup Finals. This is for ball 2. A couple of walks and a base hit in the inning. Brock Kless was caught stealing. That's the only out. Waves lead it 1-0 here in the first. Up and away, 3-1. Safeway night here at the ballpark. Tomorrow it's the Hawk Shop Food Bank night. Home stand finale. Way up and away for ball 4. 3rd walk of the inning for Cohen. And the bases loaded with gold. And here comes Grant Knox out to talk to his pitching coach, who's pitching. Grant Knox was very good in the start last night. Ran out of gas in the 7th inning. Wound up giving up 4 runs, but through the first 6, he gave up just 2 runs on 4 base hits. And they talk things over.
Goldpanners, number 4, Matthew Pinal.
And here is Matthew Pinal, freshman from Long Beach College. Batting .379 this year. 2 home runs. Panners with 7 as a team. And he bats here with the bases stacked and 1 away. Panners trailing 1-0 bottom of the first. A warm night in Fairbanks. And Cohen way up and away 2-0 on Pinal. And he's missing by a good bit too, is Cohen. Way up high, 3-0. Nothing has been close to a strike to Pinal. And the 3-0 pitch. Way up and over the glove of the catcher Lindemann. And ball 4 brings in Harrison. We're tied at 1. RBI for Pinal on the base on balls. And everybody moves up a base. Isaac Shook, number 17 for the Goldpanners, catching duties tonight. Lindemann's catching for the Waves. And there's a strike. First baseman is Stark. Waller at second, Fenn at short, Some at third. Beasley's in left, Anderson in center, and Thomas in right for San Diego. And time is called. Garo Von Dane here in Fairbanks. Hope you're enjoying this homestand on Panner Vision. Sorry, I haven't been tweeting as much lately at Voice of G-Man. Just pretty tied up with a lot of stuff here with the schedule lately and such. We'll get back at it, though, and we'll be busy with that when we're on the road. So make sure to follow at Real Goldpanners on Twitter and follow me at Voice of G-Man. Chris will not be able to make the road trip with us, so we're calling in reinforcements. Danny Vaziri. Good to see Danny. He'll be helping us out on that road trip. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. And a big strikeout for Cohen as he gets shook. Brings up Milliken. And also, we're finally going to be joined in Seattle by Alexis Friedman. Yay. Alexis, who took thousands and thousands of Goldpanner pictures last year and posted them on the social media sites and Instagram. She's been struggling through a difficult vacation in Italy this month. So she's been clearly having a good time out there. And but she's looking forward to joining us in Seattle. Picking her camera back up. She does a lot of media work at Hofstra University, where she goes to school.
Did all those cool profile pictures that have been showing online.
Oh yeah, that's all Alexis's work, those profile pictures that Chris has been cycling through on the Panner Vision. Big Goldpanner family. A lot of great people putting in a lot of hard work to bring you these games. This one is grounded left side. Slow roller, and the throw to first is in time. And that'll take care of Milliken and the Goldpanners. Panners do get one on one base hit and 4 walks. It's 1-1 after 1. Second inning from Groud Memorial Park in gorgeous Fairbanks, Alaska here. And we get into late June, June 24th, 2022. The Panners on their first losing streak of the season. They've lost back-to-back to the Waves, but still own a record of 11-3-1. Grounder that bounces up into the glove of Milliken, who throws on to first. Got a little help there. And they throw out John Stark 4-3. It hit that edge of the turf.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 22, Drew Thomas.
And Caleb didn't have to reach too much for it. He's got good range, too. This infield for the Goldpanners is one of the best I have seen recently. Just all the way around. And this group here with Harrison at third. Unbelievable plays he's made over there. Munoz at short, Milligan at second, and Pinal at first. They won a lot of games with that group. And have. Devlin Lindemann lined out to center on the first pitch of the game, and he grounds this one sharply to third, and a casual snag by Harrison, who throws across for the 5-3 putout. A couple of ground outs here in the second, and Ian Torpy would love an efficient second inning. Here's Ryan Fenn, who is... Oh, here's Lindemann. Apologies, that was Thomas. As my score sheet is fouled up. Now we get Lindemann. I'm looking over some numbers here on my stat sheets. Strike called, it's 1-1. Pitches a ball, it's 2-1. I was talking to a Goldpanner assistant coach, Ryan Hansen, just about his deep baseball background. 3-1 to Lindemann. And he mentioned playing at the NBC World Series in Wichita back in 2003. And it's ball 4 to Lindemann with 2 outs, and here's Ryan Fenn. And he played for
number 3, Ryan Fenn.
the Pueblo Chieftains, and I remember that year because being a guy that lived in Pueblo as a kid, I, of course, was happy to see a Pueblo team up there, and I went into the dugout and talked to all the guys. As this one is grounded to short, and the force out at second base, and I'll finish that thought when we return. It's 1-1, head to the bottom of the second. Back here at Groudon, the sun peaks out here in Fairbanks on a warm night here, and the Golden Heart. The days are getting shorter now by 8 minutes a day, and you really notice it. We'll notice it when we come back in July. Street lights will be coming on. It'll still be pretty light at night, but boy, it changes dramatically, and then starts to get a little wetter here, and then August, fall is creeping up. That's why everybody really enjoys the summers up here, because it is a long, cold winter. And this past winter was especially difficult for the locals. Man, oh man, it snowed a ton. It was cold. It takes a certain breed to call Fairbanks home year-round. That's just another thing that makes the people here so special.
Yeah, or we don't know any better.
That too. 2 balls and no strikes here. Bottom of the second inning, 1-1 game. Caden Clark, the batter, center fielder for the Goldpanners. Caden's still trying to get his rhythm at the plate. Just 3 for 27 on the year, but he finds a way on base. He's got 11 walks this year, and he's been good in the outfield. 3-0 pitch to him, and he takes ball 4, so he picks up his 12th walk of the season. Lewis Cohen has walked 5 already, and we just started the second inning. Here's Marty Munoz. So we started giving you some trivia questions yesterday, and we've got another Panner Vision trivia for you, and send your answers in on the YouTube page. I goofed yesterday and gave the answer too soon. Somebody guessed it right. So we're going to give the answer in the 5th inning. I'll have the question here in just a moment.
I'll post it on the chat. I got it too ready.
And yeah, Chris will post it on the chat on YouTube. And yesterday our question was about a Goldpanner in 2014 that hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning, something that's only been done once ever in Major League Baseball by Fernando Tatis off of Chan-Ho Park. Runner is picked off. They've got him caught between first and second, and he's tagged out. 1, 3, 6. Panners running into outs here today. I mean, 5 base runners for the Panners and 1 run so far. And now it's Marty Munoz batting with an 0-2 count. The base is empty. Marty has been on base safely his last 3 plate appearances. A couple of hits and a walk. Had a big RBI triple yesterday. Had a chance to win that game. Almost did. Lined up the middle for a base hit. 4 consecutive trips to the plate, reaching safely. And he is 3 for his last 3. Oh yeah, to finish my thought about Ryan Hansen playing for the Pueblo Chieftains. So I must have met Ryan back in 2003 in that dugout. I was able to score a Pueblo Chieftains t-shirt. And part of the reason I tell that story is for Don Dennis to enjoy it. One hopper to the mound, throw to second for 1, on to first. The 1-6-3 double play ends the inning. We'll save the trivia question for the third. It's 1-1, Panners and Waves after 2. Into the third inning here from Groud Memorial Park, and the first pitch to Drew Beasley is popped back and out of play. Panners will be off to Grand Forks on Sunday. That's our start of our travel day. We'll get there on Monday, spend the night in Spokane, Washington. And Torpy hits Beasley with the 1-1 pitch.
Hit by pitch brought to you by Satterberg Law.
A lot of base runners so far. The Waves
Been hit by a pitch.
have had 6 base runners. The Goldpanners also 6, but it's 1-1.
For the Waves, number 28, Gardner Christensen.
And Gardner Christensen will bat. So we've got today's Pannervision trivia question, and again, we'll give the answer in the 5th. And Henry providing the question. Go figure, there's a Philly involved. The Phillies' Aaron Nola is currently leading Major League Baseball in strikeout to walk ratio. I did not know that. What current Dodger led the 2017 Goldpanners in strikeout to walk ratio? Some of you might know that one right away, but we won't confirm the answer until the 5th inning. Gardner Christensen with a batter at first base, a runner at first base, rather. He's not batting anymore. He was hit by a pitch. Beasley's been on base twice in the game. Ian Torpy working into the third. Out of northern Colorado. San Jose native. Waves GM Mike Studer growing up here in Fairbanks. Played at West Valley High School and watched a lot of Goldpanner games growing up. But he, standout player to him on all those great Panner teams was Kevin McReynolds. Mike got to see some really good Goldpanner teams in those days. The 1980 team with Kevin McReynolds, Harold Reynolds, Alvin Davis. They went 43-9 that year and won the NBC World Series. The 1983 team, the one that Barry Bonds was on, and all those big leaguers, 14 future major leaguers, they lost in the national title game. Another one of those stories of perhaps the greatest team of all time not winning a championship. Joe McGrain, Dennis Cook was on that team. Shane Mack, Oddibe McDowell, Mark Davis. Way up high for ball 4. On a 3-2 pitch, he loses Garner Christensen. Well, I was hoping for a good omen from our ceremonial first pitch kid who threw a perfect strike. I was hoping we were going to get maybe a good, clean, efficient ball game here today, but a lot of free passes already. Ian Torpy has hit a couple batters, and he's walked 2. Lewis Cohen has walked 5 batters in 2 innings. And what we have is a 1-1 game here in the top of the 3rd. The Waves have 2 aboard with nobody out on a hit batsman and a walk, and now Jackson Waller had an infield hit his first time up. Corner infielders are drawn in, and he grounds one foul. That's Jason Schmeiser in the third base box for the Waves. Over at first is Jake Rico. And a bunt is popped up and landed in fair territory, but bounced foul just out of the reach of Pinal and Torpy. So trying to bunt there was Waller. You know, we'll be seeing the Seattle Studs at that tournament in Seattle. That is a team that plays small ball more than any team you see in summer ball. They are a good team, but they are all about, you know, getting guys on, sacrifices, sack bunts, sack flies, inching runs across. And Waller strikes out. First out here in the 3rd inning. And that'll bring up Reese Anderson. Studs always a good team. They've won a few NBC World Series. They've won some Grand Forks Invitationals. We had some amazing battles with them and the Everett Merchants. Boy, what was it, 2018? Trying to remember now. I haven't been there in a few years. Team went there in 2019. I was unable to make the trip that summer. Was busy being a new dad, of all things. So kind of important. Sharply hit. What a stab at second. The glove flip to the bag. On to first. The 4-6-3 double play. Milliken with another highlight reel play. Go to the bottom of the 3rd, tied at 1.
Now to bat for your Goldpanners, number 12, Griffin Harrison.
Man, some incredible plays. Goldpanners second baseman Caleb Milliken today. Wow, what a play to start that 4-6-3 double play to end the top of the third inning. Go to the bottom of the third. We're still tied at 1. And Harrison will lead off out of the 2 spot, followed by Rimmer and Brock Rudy. I'm looking at the Grand Forks Invitational website right now. So there will be 8 teams. Here's the 1-1. And he check swing. And on the appeal, they say he did not go. So the 8 teams that'll be there, I'll tweet out a screenshot of this too while I have it. So it'll be the Goldpanners, the Seattle Studs, the Everett Merchants, the Redmond Dudes. Saw them last year, played them down in Seattle. Strike called. The Calgary Diamondbacks. Another Seattle team I've never heard of is the Seattle Blackfins. Wonder who that is. Did I mention the Northwest Honkers? They're there. And the Edmonton Cubs. Those will be the 8 teams competing for the Grand Forks International. So Studs, always good. Everett, same thing. Redmond, up and coming, swing and a miss. Harrison strikes out against Lewis Cohen, who might be settling in a little bit. Brings up Sean Rimmer. That'll be a fun tournament. So the schedule begins on Monday, but there's a Little League mini game. Panners will be traveling into Grand Forks that day, and the game 1 will be at 7 p.m. in Grand Forks when the Redmond Dudes play the Northwest Honkers in the opener. Then Tuesday, it really gets going. There isn't a team-by-team schedule. The games start at 8 in the morning and go all day. There's 4 games, and then the opening ceremonies will be at 8 p.m. and a home run derby at 8:30 p.m. It's a really fun term. A whole town comes out for it. Grounder, third base side. Some across the diamond in plenty of time to get Rimmer 5-3. And Cohen has retired the last 3 in a row. It brings up Brock Rudy with 2 away here in the third. Games every day until Sunday, July 5th. Well, that's weird. I'm looking at our schedule. It says we're at the Seattle Studs on July 5th.
Yeah.
But on the Grand Forks Invitational schedule, it says the championship game is on July 5th. So that's interesting. Ground ball to second under the glove of Waller. And Brock Rudy reaches safely. And here's Matthew Pinalla with a 2-out base runner aboard. So we'll have to sort that out. Interesting. But anyway, that is your Grand Forks Invitational lineup. And again, I'll put that on my Twitter page, @VoiceOfGman. Hard hit ball past the diving Waller into center field. Inning continues with 2 outs. A base hit for Pinal. He's been on base twice. And 2 aboard for Isaac Shook now. Isaac get a big base hit and get the Panners their first lead of the night.
Isaac Shuck.
Junior from Francis Marion out of Reno, Nevada. Pitching coach for the Waves, the 30-year-old, formerly of Cal State Northridge, played some independent ball. He gets the start tonight for the Waves. It's a swing and a miss. It's 1-1 against Shook. Milliken is on deck. The Panners have 2 aboard. Rudy's at second, Pinal at first. There are 2 away. Shook was a strikeout victim in the first inning. One of 2 strikeouts for Cohen. And this one's line foul out of play.
That foul ball brought to you by the Gold Daughters. I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but maybe she will be after a day at the Gold Daughters learning how to gold pan.
The 1-2 is goes to the backstop way up high. And both runners will move up, so a base hit here probably brings in 2. And Shook with a 2-2 count. Boy, I'm looking at all these old Goldpanners over the years, and there's banners here at the ballpark of a whole bunch of them. And one of them is Terry Francona. Kids always get a laugh out of that Goldpanner picture. He was just out of high school. He's got the shaggy locks. Holding the bat, Tito Francona. Grounded to short. Head to the 4th inning here from Groudon. Ian Torpy back out for his 4th inning of work. He will face Phoenix Some and then John Stark and Andrew Thomas, 7, 8, 9 spots for the Waves. Each team with a run in the first. And that has been all. Garrow Von Dane with you live. And between innings going over this Grand Forks stuff, as this one is rolled to short. And the throw across will get Some.
Now up to bat for the Waves, number 36, John Stark.
And 1 away here in the 4th. Brings up John Stark. He grounded out 4-3 in his first plate appearance. So I'm looking at that Grand Forks schedule, and it says, so I mentioned the confusion there last inning. It says the championship is Sunday, July 5th. Well, I'm looking at the Panner schedule, and July 5th is a Tuesday. So now I don't know if this is from a proposed schedule last year, and they just haven't updated. It says 2022, but that doesn't clearly make any sense. So I don't know if that's the right list of teams or not. And Torpy hits Stark with a breaking ball on a 2-1 pitch.
Brought to you by Centerburg Law
Ian
Office.
Torpy has hit 3 batters in the game. He has walked 2. He has only given up 2 base hits. They both came in the first inning and weren't hard hit balls. One out and one on for San Diego. It's Andrew Thomas in the 9 spot. Big 6'3", 220 out of Pacific University in Oregon. Gave you our trivia question earlier. Answer on the Panavision YouTube page.
Finish him.
I think Chris posted it on YouTube. If not, I will, either way, I can read it again. The Phillies' Aaron Nola is currently leading Major League Baseball in strikeout to walk ratio. What current Dodger led the 2017 Goldpanners in strikeout to walk ratio? We'll have the answer in the 5th.
Fatality.
Swing and a miss. Thomas strikes out. The second out of the inning, go to the top of the order, Devlin Lindeman. He's been a tough out all series as Lindeman.
Number 5, Devlin Lindeman.
Only 1 hit last night, but also drew a walk and scored 2 runs. And again, both teams have hit the ball pretty well. The Waves have consistently hit the ball in the series. The Panners have gone into lulls, and then they've erupted for runs. Coach Mark Lindsay talking about that yesterday. We can't have those lulls. Can't wait till the 9th inning to rally. Panners have won 3 walk-offs, almost 4. Almost pulled it off again last night. Down 3 in the 9th. Tied it up only to lose in the 10th. But again, a fun series here in Fairbanks. Goldpanners and Waves. We'll have some more good matchups in July. Time is called. Was it granted? It was, so the pitch does not count. To Lindeman, a runner at first base, 2 away. It's a 1-1 game. Some of the teams at the Studs tourney, I know it'll be the Studs, the San Francisco Seals, and the Everett Merchants will be there. Get to see my old buds with the Studs and Merchants. Barry Aiden, who runs that Studs program. Barry was a long time baseball player. He was actually got a uniform to pitch for the Mariners in the strike year. This one is thrown away by Torpy on a pickoff attempt, and the runner will stop at second base on the E1. First error charged to the Goldpanners today, and Stark into scoring position. Barry Aiden was all set to pitch for the Mariners, but wound up not to be as the strike ended before he got to play. But he was a very good professional baseball player for a bunch of years, and now has been running that Studs program for a long time. And my good friend Steve Potter, assistant coach. And with the Studs, look forward to seeing Steve. And Harold Pyatt, who's been running that Everett Merchants team for a long, long time. Pop back and out of play.
That foul ball brought to you by
Always fun to run into those friends in the baseball world.
They got the meats.
And those are going to be some great games, both in Grand Forks and in Seattle. 3-2. Lindeman grounds one through the hole on the left side. It's a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third. The runner's going to take off for second without a throw as the throw came home. Stark not the fastest member of the Wave, so he was held at third. And Lindman goes all the way
Now
to
to bat for the
second
Waves,
on the
number
single.
3, Ryan Fenn.
And now Ryan Fenn with 2 outs. A big situation here for Ian Torpy in the 4th. Checked his swing, takes a ball. Ryan Fenn was hit by a pitch and scored in the 1st inning. Lines this one into the gap in right center. This one will score 2. The Waves take a 3-1 lead, a 2-run single for Ryan Fenn. And the Waves are on top.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 16.
Behind some situational hitting and effective pitching from their 30-year-old pitching coach, Lewis Cohen. It's popped up. Calling for it is Munoz on the grass. Comes back onto the turf and makes the catch for out number 3. The Waves pick up a couple and take a 3-1 lead headed to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning, and the Waves with a 3-1 lead behind their starting pitcher and pitching coach, Lewis Cohen. Can the Panners finally get to him here in the 4th? Caleb Milliken will lead things off. He's had a great day in the field already. 0 for 1 at the plate. Fouls this one off. It's 0-1. The Panners with 1 run on 3 base hits. They have 1 single in each inning so far. Had the leadoff runner on twice. They've had at least 2 base runners in each inning. Had 5 base runners in the 1st. 2 have been caught stealing. This one's lined into center field, and it will drop for a base hit for Caleb Milliken, a leadoff single here in the 4th inning. That'll bring up Caden Clark and then Marty Munoz. I'll give you the answer to our trivia question in the 5th inning. There is a left-hander throwing in the pen for San Diego.
Caden Clark.
Strike called. Remember to follow the Goldpanners on all the social media sites that we talked about earlier, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also on TikTok, where Happy Boy's been making some appearances. Good crowd here tonight. Looking for some Panther runs. Grounded to third. 5, 4, 3. Double play. Panthers have hit into 2 double plays today. And that'll bring up Marty Munoz, who's 3 for his last 3, going back to last night. Singled in the second inning. Ball 1.
There was that one team that always hit the double plays. What was that team? Had a rough year.
Oh boy. Chris referencing the 2015 Goldpanners, who averaged, boy, that was a rough season on the field. Averaged 6 hits a game and hit into 2.5 double plays a game. And there was a future big leaguer on that team too, John Schreiber, pitcher, who pitched with the Tigers and then was traded to the Red Sox. Ground ball to short. And the throw is in time to get Munoz, a 6-3 putout. That's all for the Panthers in the 4th. It's 3-1 Waves. Goldpanners turn the baseball over to Andrew Trotman here in the 5th inning from Groud Memorial Park. The local product, Andrew Trotman from right here in Fairbanks. Trotman taking over for Ian Torpy, who goes 4 innings, 3 runs, 1 earned on 5 base hits. Ian struck out 3. He walked 2. And he hit 3 batters. The big shot, the 2-out, 2-run single for Ryan Fenn in the 4th, giving the Waves this 3-1 lead. And with reference to our Goldpanner trivia question, which current LA Dodger led the 2017 Goldpanners in strikeout to walk ratio, that player lived with Andrew Trotman. Trotmans were his host family here in 2017. Swing and a miss for the strikeout of Christensen. One away here in the fifth.
For the Waves, number 6, Jackson Waller.
Well, the answer to that question is Alex Vesia, pitcher for the Dodgers. The ace of that Panner staff that year, pitched in the Midnight Sun game. And moved through the minors pretty quick. Chopper foul. Schmeiser can't play it cleanly. Come on, Schmeiser.
Alaska Field Distributors.
Warm night here in Fairbanks. It's officially summer now.
Didn't notice.
Yeah, it's been summer for a while in reality. And Schmeiser makes that play. There you go, bud.
That foul ball brought to you by Alaska Universal Productions.
Starting to get in the groove. I remember when Ed Sheff would coach in the third base box, he had a thing about, I mean, he was a tough bird. And he would not move. If foul balls were rocketed past his head, he would not flinch.
That foul
It was
ball
outstanding.
Brought to you by Alaska Weights.
Could tell stories about him for days, and I only got to see him a couple summers in Fairbanks. And it hits him. Off-speed pitch inside, hits Waller.
And that by pitch brought to you by Sandberg Law Office.
Goldpanner pitchers have now hit
Now to bat for the
4
Waves,
batters.
number 18, Reese Anderson.
One in each of 4 different innings. It's been a while since the Panners got a really solid start from one of their pitchers. That would have been game 1 of this series. Trotman here facing Reese Anderson, who's 1 for 2 in the game. RBI single back in the first. There's 1 runner on and 1 out. And he hits him. Back-to-back hit batsman. Boy, we had a game a few days ago with just a pile of free passes.
There's another one. Now to bat for the Waves, number 4, Phoenix Same.
Panner pitchers through 4 1/3. Here comes head coach Mark Lindsay out and he's looking at the baseball. And now the home plate umpire looking at it. So 5 hit batsmen for Panner pitchers. And 2 walks. 7 free passes in 4 1/3. Line to left for a base hit. Phoenix Some loads the bases for the Waves. And now a big point in this ball game right here. The Panners trailing 3-1.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 36, John Stark.
There's 1 out, and the base is full for John Stark. He is 0 for 1, was, you guessed it, hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Strike called. Andrew Trotman, his 6th appearance. He's thrown 9 1/3 and given up 3 earned runs, 10 hits. Pitch is fouled back and out of play, and he's in front here, 0-2. This one is hit high and deep to left. It'll stay in the park, but should be enough to score the run as Waller tags from third and will score easily. It's 4-1 Waves. RBI sac fly for John Stark. And 2 away for Andrew Thomas. Trotman will try to get out of this without further damage. And a check swing roller to first. Pinal has it cleanly. And steps on the bag. Take care of Thomas and the Waves. Pick up one. I'll be back if I survive. Absolutely crushed to left by Sean Rimmer. You're welcome. The rim shot onto 2nd Avenue gives the Goldpanners a 3-2 lead. And absolutely no doubt when that one came off the bat.
By number 22, Sean Rimmer.
A monster blast over the left field fence here at Groudon. And Yavapai Sean Rimmer, the All-American, gives the Goldpanners the lead. Garo Von Dane with you here at Groudon Memorial Park in Fairbanks, Alaska. Again, big thanks out to all of you friends out there in Panavision world. Couldn't do this without you, and we really appreciate you tuning in and following along the 2022 summer campaign here for the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. 62nd season Panner baseball. Did not have a season 2 years ago because of the pandemic. But the Goldpanners started play back in 1960 as the Pan-Alaska Goldpanners. Here's the 1-ball pitch from Lewis Cohen, pitching coach for the Waves. He's held the Panners to 1 run on 4 hits through 4 innings. People simply blown away when they dig into the Goldpanner history. It's astounding. All the big leaguers and Hall of Famers and great teams.
That foul ball
I talked a few days ago or a week ago or so about who would you put on what statues would you put here? If you could put 4 statues around the ballpark, and kind of the debate between who was great as a Goldpanner and who was great as a big leaguer. And it's a tough decision. You'd have to put Winfield on there. and you'd have to put Seaver on there. And then you'd have some tough questions after that and a lot of debate, but it'd be a fun debate. A little flare into shallow right is caught by Waller. That's the first out here in the 5th as Kless is retired, and that'll bring up Griffin Harrison and then Sean Rimmer, top of the order here for the Goldpanners, who try to make some noise here offensively. There's been Panners had 5 base runners in the first and got 1 run. And Cohen has settled down after that. But there's no question you'd have to put a statue of Don Dennis here. He ran this Panners program from the mid-'60s until 2011. But player-wise, man, that's a fun debate and a thought that's been on my mind for a while. I brought it up because I was talking about PNC Park and the 4 statues they have there in Pittsburgh: Clemente, Honus Wagner, Stargell, and Mazeroski. So the Panner one would be a fun little one to figure out. Lined into center field and coming on, and he made the catch diving in from center field, Reese Anderson. Hasn't been the prettiest game, but we've seen some amazing defensive plays. That's it for the Panners. Here in the 5th, it's 4-1 Waves.
Devlin Lindemann.
Devlin Lindemann leads off for the Waves as we head to inning number 6 here in Fairbanks. The Waves have taken 2 straight in the series and have a 4-1 lead here in this, the 5th game of 6. Andrew Trotman, 2nd inning of work. Gave up a run in the 5th inning, hit a couple of batters. Gave up 1 base hit, and Stark with the sac fly to bring in the 4th run for San Diego. Lindemann 1 for 2 with a run scored and a walk so far. Trotman jumps in front here, 0-2. Garrow Von Dane here in Fairbanks. Still got my mind on this statue thing. And then, you know, some other strong possibilities. Bob Boone, the patriarch to all the Boones. Brett played up here too. Bob Boone in 67.
What do you do with Sean Timmons?
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what was on my mind right now, Chris. Read my mind. Sean Timmons, who pitched so many years up here. Went 3-0 in Midnight Sun games with a save. Clearly one of the greatest all-time Goldpanners, but never played pro ball. Just astounding control for the right-hander and a great slider. Just didn't overpower you, just Got
That
ground
foul
ball
ball
outs.
Brought to you by Mount McKinley Bank.
Sean still lives here in the area, works in the medical profession. Don't see him much these days. Saw him at a Midnight Sun game a couple of years ago. Came up and joined me for a bit. Misses on the 3-2 pitch. The walk to the leadoff hitter Lindemann.
Now to bat
Here
for the
in the
Waves,
sixth,
number
that'll bring up
3,
Ryan Fenn. Who's 1 for 2, was hit by a pitch. He's driven in a couple and scored a run. I mean, Steve Kemp, considered the greatest hitter in Goldpanners history by some. Batted .425 in 1974. I mean, he would have to be in there as far as greatest Goldpanners. His big league career marred by injury, so didn't have the career a lot of people expected him to have. There's been some other Goldpanners too that you may not think of, like those of you my age and older would remember Houston Oiler quarterback Dan Pastorini. He was a Goldpanner and a spectacular athlete, as this one is lined to right. And the catch is made by Kless. The first out here in the inning to retire Fenn brings up Drew Beasley. Dan Pastorini, I of course remember him going up against the
Waves.
Steel
16,
Curtain
Drew
back in the
Beasley.
70s, but Dan was a great baseball player too, and hit what may have been the longest ball ever hit here, but it was an out. Dan, as the story goes, crushing one to left, and he hit the highest power line between the light poles in left field. It hit the wire, and it came down and landed right in the glove of the left fielder for an out. And where would that ball have landed? I mean, that is a monster shot. And then Dan, after his football career, moved into the car racing business. Here's the 2-ball pitch.
That foul ball brought to you by Sourdough Transfer.
And speaking of the football angle, this guy was not a Goldpanner, but Steve Bartkowski, remember him? Quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. I'm told he could have been a Hall of Fame baseball player. Check swing roller, Penal, wheels, throws to second for one, back to first, and it's off the mark. And over to second base will go the runner, Beasley. So the force out goes 3-6 at second base, but Beasley winds up at second on the fielder's choice, E6.
Now to bat for the Waves,
Second
number
Goldpanner
28,
error inning
Garner
continues with 2
Christensen.
outs for Garner Christensen, who's 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts and a walk in the game. The Waves lead 4-1. And let's face it, a listless performance so far by the Goldpanners tonight after back-to-back losses. Can't please head coach Mark Lindsay right now. Just 4 hits today through 5 innings. Panners had 5 base runners in the first inning. Cohen walked 4 Goldpanners. Panners, Brock Kless, the leadoff hitter, walked and then was caught stealing. 2 Panners have been caught stealing. They've hit into a double play. Make that 2 double plays. Chopper right side foul. It's 1-2 on Christensen with 2 away. Waller is on deck.
The Gold Daughters, strike it rich with the whole family, and no reservations are necessary when visiting the Gold Daughters.
Dave Kingman is another guy in that conversation as I bounce back to that. 68 and 69, hit monster home runs here, and he was, of course, the prototype feast or famine power hitter in the big leagues. A roller to first, Penal will take it himself. No damage done here in the top of the 6th, but the Waves lead it by 3. Garrow Von Dane here in Fairbanks. It's just a pleasure to be here in the press box high above the turf here at Groud Memorial Park. Best view in town. What a great town this is. Fairbanks, Alaska. Founded during the gold rush at the turn of the century. Explorer getting moored here in the Chena River and set up shop. And then gold was discovered, and then came the masses. The masses dissipated. Now it's just a great small town feel here in Fairbanks. Ball and 2 strikes. Lewis Cohen, starting pitcher for the Waves, the 30-year-old pitching coach, has held the Panthers to 1 run through 5 innings. And the 1-2, and he gets a strike 3 call. And Brock Rudy is out number 1. Brock is now 0 for his last 6. And here's Matthew Pennall. We'll see if Matt can get a rally started here for the Panthers. He's been on base twice. Drew a bases loaded walk in the first inning. That is the only Panther run, and he rips one to right for a base hit. Pennall 2 for 2. Really wondered if he was going to get a pinch hit last night in that game, but never did. And Isaac Shook, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Time for Isaac to get a big base hit. Started the day batting .265. Panthers really haven't hit anything deep today, have they? I mean, there has been one flyout by a Gold Panther today, and you know what that was? That was the line shot into center field where Reese Anderson made that incredible diving catch in shallow center. That's been the only ball, only out recorded by an outfielder today for the Waves. The 1-2 to Shook it. He reaches out and grounds one to first. The spinning throw to second. They get the out there. So the 3-6 putout of Pennall is recorded, and Shook reaches on the fielder's choice. And now it's up to Caleb Milliken, who's 0 for 2, or 1 for 2 so far today. I mean, again, back to the statue debate, everybody would say Barry Bonds immediately, but Barry was a short-time Gold Panther. He arrived late that season. Ooh, JT with the snag.
That foul ball brought to you by Bigfoot
And the
Pumping
peacock
and
walk
Drawing.
afterwards in front of the Waves dugout. JT having fun with the Waves. First base coach for the Gold Panners, Washington, D.C. area native from Maryland. That's a certain breed if you know that area. Milliken with a ball and a strike. Up the middle and through for a base hit. Panthers making some noise again with 2 outs. Here in the 6th inning, trailing by 3. Milliken, his 2nd hit of the night. But it's strange. Again, nobody's hitting anything into the air.
Now to bat for your Gold Panners, number 33, Caden.
And here's Caden Clark. 0 for 1 with a walk so far for Caden. Freshman from Dixie State in southern Utah. It was just a little junior college a few years ago. Now a D1 program. Panners trailing 4-1 here, bottom of the 6th. Strike is called. It's 0-2. 2 outs and 2 aboard for Fairbanks. Caden Clark trying to bring in the first Goldpanner run since the first inning. Pops it up. This will find the seats.
Heads up, beer garden.
This park has undergone a lot of changes over the years. There used to be a high row of bleachers where the beer garden is now. Up until a couple of years ago, we had a bunch of seats in here that came from Six Stadium in Seattle, where the short-lived Major League Baseball team, the Seattle Pilots, played for 1 season. Strike 3 called. There goes Clark, and the smoke blows in to Fairbanks once again like a campfire.
All right, fans.
4-1 waves through 6.
Jackson Waller.
Well, just when the smoke was starting to dissipate here, it comes roaring back like a blanket. And smells like we got a campfire here in the press box. It's a shame. There's another fire that's closer to Fairbanks. Not close enough to be a fire threat, but close enough to send a whole lot of smoke here. It's grounded to third. The ball is dropped by Harrison. He recovers to get the runner at first base. Wow. How did he get Jackson Waller? 5-3 put out.
Fatality.
For the first out here in the 7th inning. The Waves leading 4-1 as we start the final third of the ball game.
Anderson.
4th straight retired now by Andrew Tropman. Andrew has surrendered just 1 base hit. That was Phoenix Some's single in the 6th inning. A couple of hit batsmen and a walk so far. 3 passes hurting the Goldpanners today. That and Panners just not getting timely hitting. Fairbanks with 6 hits through 6 innings. And are 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. It gets smoky here now. Man, that's annoying. But it is an unfortunate part of summer in Alaska now. fires and the smoke. Fire season starts earlier every year and lasts longer. And those of you in the Southwest fully understand. The 3-1, and it is fouled out of play. The Waves have gotten somebody up in the bullpen on multiple times, but Lewis Cohen has kept him there. He has thrown 6 innings and given up just 1 run on 6 hits. He's got to be pumped up. The Waves low on pitching, so they turn to their pitching coach. This one is grounded to third. Back-to-back putouts for Harrison. 2 away for Phoenix Some.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 4, Phoenix Some.
Some's 1 for 3 on the day. Trotman trying to keep this a 3-run game. The Panners will send Munoz, Kless, and Harrison to the plate in the 7th inning. Panners going to have to try once again to win a come-from-behind game. Scored 3 in the 9th inning last night to send it extra, only to fall in 10. Had the comeback win in the Midnight Sun game. Strike called, it's 3-1. The Waves have not been retired 1-2-3 yet in the game. The 3-1 gets the strike call, and it's 3-2.
Finish him.
On the other hand, the Waves have scored at least 8 runs in each of the last 3 games, but they have been held to 4 here tonight. Fouled off. 3-2 on Phoenix Some.
Carpenters Union, local 1243.
5'11" sophomore, plays all around the infield. Awaits another payoff, and he pops this one back towards the press box.
Oh, that was so close. That foul ball brought to you by Kinross Fort Knox.
Burnley's back on the camera up here as Chris Carlson always seems to disappear around the 7th inning. Not sure where he goes. Swing and a miss. Trotman, a 1-2-3-7. As he strikes out Some. It's stretch time. You know what that means.
Of the 7th inning. It's time to get up, stretch your legs, get those kazoos out, as Lithia's Chevrolet of Fairbanks proudly presents Happy Boy.
I was walking on the street on a sunny day. A feeling in my bones as I have my way. I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy boy. Oh, it is good when things are going your way. Hey, hey. Yeah, my little dog Spot got hit by a car. Put his guts in a box and put him in a drawer. Well, I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy boy. Oh, it is good when things are going your way. Hey, hey. I forgot all about it for a month and a half. I looked in the drawer and started to laugh. Cause I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy boy. Oh, it is good when things
gentlemen, Happy Boy. Number 2, Marty Munoz.
New pitcher into the game for the Waves. What an effort for Lewis Cohen tonight. 6 innings, 1 run on 6 hits for San Diego. Coming out of retirement to start. And he makes way for Sage Dunaway. And Marty Munoz, check swing foul ball. Panners trailing 4-1 after Happy Boy makes his appearance here during the stretch. And he has brought forth some rallies this year. Let's see if the Panners could do it here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 4-1. Sage Dunaway, the left-hander, deals a strike. It's 0-2. Munoz, 1 for 2 on the day. 3 for his last 4 going back to last night. Goldpanner shortstop from Cal Baptist, the 0-2. And he smacks this one foul into the Goldpanner bullpen.
That foul ball brought to you by the Gold Daughters. No gold digging necessary.
Smokey here again as it just blew in last inning. What a drag. Strike 3 called. Sage Dunaway takes care of Munoz for out number 1.
Back to the top of the lineup for your goaltenders. Number 25, Brock Kless.
And that'll bring up Brock Kless. 6 hits, none for extra bases for Fairbanks. Waves hits are all singles as well. Brock Kless takes a strike. Waves had 3 hits in the first, only 3 since then, but they scored 2 runs in the 4th inning and 1 more in the 5th. This one is hit high into shallow right field along close to the line, but no one's going to get to this one. It drops for a base hit. And so Kless all the way to second base with a double. There's our first extra base hit of the night. Boy, giving it the effort was Thomas in right. Made a dive for it, but didn't get there, so the Panners with a little luck there. That's why you always run hard. Kless into second base with a 1-out double for Griffin Harrison. Well, here we go. We got Harrison up, Rimmer on deck, then Brock Rudy. Let's see if the Panners can do something against Sage Dunaway. I wonder if he's related to Dennis Dunaway of the Alice Cooper group, the classic version, not today's Alice Cooper band. Line to right, a base hit. Harrison with a single to right. The runner will be waved around third. The throw to the plate, and he is gunned down easily at the plate. Oh, Mark Lindsay sent the runner, and he was dead at home plate on the throw from Thomas. And that's the 2nd out of the inning.
Now to that for your goaltenders, number 22, Sean Rimmer.
Oh boy. Mark Lindsay coaching over at third, and he sent the runner. And he was out easily. Panners have run into some outs today. A couple of caught stealing. And Kless thrown out at home. 9-2. Now 2 away. And the Panners still trail it by 3. Boy, oh boy, you could have runners at the corners here with 1 out for Rimmer. And Sean blasts one to left, and this one's gone. Rimmer onto 2nd Avenue. It rolls into the curling club parking lot. The rim shot brings the Panners to within 1.
For number 22,
It's a 4-3 game. Rimmer's first home run in a little while, but it's his 4th of the year. Helmet taps at home plate. Oh boy. Here come the Panners again. Man, though.
Now to
Could be tied, right?
Number 29,
But we'll take it.
Rudy.
And now Brock Rudy. Happy boy. Yields runs again here tonight. And it's over his head as he ducks out of the way, does Brock. Off-speed pitch. Brock is 0 for his last 6. That equals his longest stretch without a base hit this season. Started the day batting .417. He takes ball 2. A walk, reached on an error, and struck out so far. Sage Dunaway taking over here for Lewis Cohen. And there's a strike on the outside corner. 2-1. And this one's popped up into shallow left, and underneath it is Beasley calling for it and making the catch for out number 3, Sean Rimmer. A 2-run home run gets the Panners to within 1. It's 4-3 after 7. We go to the 8th inning as the plot thickens, as does the smoky air here in Fairbanks. Smoke blowing in a little while ago, unfortunately. Fortunately for the Goldpanners, Sean Rimmer hit a 2-run home run, his 4th of the year. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, it's now a 4-3 game. Waves still in front. They have not trailed today. And the Goldpanners will turn the baseball over to number 52, Logan Smith. Logan Smith, stationed at Fort Wainwright, well beyond the right field fence. Army base here in Fairbanks. 6'1", 240. And the right-hander deals a strike. It's 1-1 to John Stark. Stark, Thomas, and then the top of the order Lindemann do up here in the top of the 8th inning. Announced crowd of over 600 here tonight. Finally got up on their feet in the 7th inning, thanks to Happy Boy doing his thing and then sparking some Goldpanner runs. Smith takes over for Trotman. Went 3 innings, just 1 run on 1 base hit. Walked 1 and struck out 2. Also hit a couple batters. This one's chopped foul. It's 2-2 on Logan Smith. Logan, well, it's been a story of
brought to you by Safeway.
in 2 how do I say it? Two different stories for Logan Smith. He's made a bunch of appearances this summer, and he puts up a 0 in his first inning and then runs into some problems in the second inning. He has provided some valuable work for this Goldpanner bullpen. His 3-2 pitch is grounded to short. Munoz has it. On to first base. 6-3 putout. Goldpanner pitchers have now
Up to bat for the
retired
Rays,
7 straight.
22, Drew Thomas.
Garo Von Dane still trying to think I'm turning the corner finally on this illness. Not COVID. I've been testing regularly. I was worried at the beginning, but good to go. That one's in the dirt. Thomas 0 for 3 out of the 9 spot today, now facing Logan Smith. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
Finish him.
Eventually.
Line to left, a base hit. First hit of the night for Thomas. It'll be cut off to a single. A 1-out hit for Thomas, and then we go to the top of the order for Lindemann. The Panners trailing by 1 here in the top of the 8th inning. Logan Smith making his 5th appearance, 7 2/3, 6 earned runs on 10 hits. And again, in each of his outings, an efficient first inning of work. Let's see if he can put up a 0 here. Runner takes off for second. Throw is on the money, but safe is the call. Boy, the throw was right there at the edge of the base. Munoz applying the tag. Good effort from Shuck, but speed too much from Thomas as he got in safely. And now Shuck and Smith square away their signs. It's 0-1 on Lindemann. Out of Palomar College. Goldpanners and Waves. Series all knotted up at 2 apiece. And the Waves with a 4-3 lead here in Game 5. Game 6 is tomorrow at 7 p.m., our last home game for a while. And he misses outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Runner in scoring position for San Diego, and he misses for ball 2. Panners finally get the bats going a little bit in the 7th inning, but run into another out. They've run into 3 tonight. It's huge in a 1-run game. And credit the Waves with doing what they have to and making the plays defensively. Swing and a miss. It's 3-2. Lindemann with Fenn on deck. Lindemann has been on base 3 times with a couple of walks and a single. Chops this one right side. On 2 hops, it's Milliken throwing on to first. That's the 2nd out of the inning. And we'll bring up Fenn, who's 1 for 4, had that big 2-run single in the 4th inning. Fenn out of Cuesta College, 5'10", 170. This game now 2 hours old. And the ball gets away, and the wild pitch will score another Waves run. A one-out single, a stolen base. A ground ball moves the runner over, and he scores on a wild pitch. Manufacturing runs tonight, the Waves. Base is now empty with 2 away, and it's 1-0 to Fenn. Panners now trail it 5-3. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 8th, it will be Pinal, Shook, and Milliken due up. Liner to right. Kless has it. The Waves lead it 5-3 after 7.5. So the intentional walk to Rudy will load the bases, and that puts the winning run at first base. And they're going to take their chances with Rafael Flores. So the sophomore out of Anaheim, California, from Rio Hondo. Will stand in against Brady Schrank. How about the drama here tonight? Another 2-2 on the way. And he hammers this one deep to left. It's carrying, it's back, and it's gone! A grand slam walk-off home run for Rafael Flores! The Panners win it over the Pirates. And they celebrate at home plate. Rafael Flores with the bomb onto 2nd Avenue. Can you believe it? A dramatic come from behind victory for the Goldpanners as they rip the hearts out of the Ventura County Pirates here in Game 6. So the intentional walk to Rudy will load. Pinal fouls the first pitch back and out of play. And it's 0-1. To the leadoff spot here. The bottom of the 8th inning. Tried to get him to chase 1 and 2. Pinal, Shook, and Milliken, 5, 6, and 7 spots here in the 8th against Sage Dunaway. Misses for ball 2. Pinal very disciplined at the plate. And a darn good hitter. He's 2 for 2. Drew a bases loaded walk in the first. And that one roped right past Jake Taylor.
That foul ball brought to you by the Gold Daughters. There's still gold in them Dar Hills.
A right-hander throwing in the pen for Fairbanks. It is popped up by Pinal. Calling for it is Some, who makes the catch for out number 1. Panners 5 outs left. They trail it 5-3. They are in danger of falling for the 3rd straight night after not losing consecutive games all season.
Now pitch hitting for your Alaska Goldpanners.
The Waves have come to play. They brought the bats. And today they had to call upon their pitching coach to start the game tonight, the 30-year-old Lewis Cohen. And he has them in position to win. But the Panners still have an opportunity here, and they have come back late in multiple games this year, including last night. Rafael Flores with the opportunity to pinch hit here for Isaac Shook. Can Flores find a way on? 2-0 count. Popped up, but it'll get to the beer garden. And some squeals, and everybody runs away.
Daddy's Barbecue.
This one's popped out of play.
Another one. That foul ball brought to you by Alaska Aero Fuel. Whether big or small, they feel it.
The 2-2. Flores, left side on a couple of hops, stabbed by Some, who throws across for the 5-3 putout. And Caleb Milliken will try to start a 2-out rally here in the 8th inning. The Waves, 5 runs on 7 hits. Goldpanners, 3 runs on 9 hits. But just too many free passes today for the Goldpanners. And 3 runners thrown out on the base paths. Chopper fielding it off the mound and tagging the runner out is Dunaway. Panners go down 1-2-3 here in the 8th inning. We'll go to the 9th. It's the Waves by 2.
Now to bat for the San Diego Waves is number 16, Drew Beasley.
Drew Beasley will start things off for the Waves as we go to the 9th inning. Panners in danger of dropping their 3rd consecutive game. The Waves would assure themselves at least a series split. And man, doing it Sending their pitching coach to the mound to start this one. Cohen goes 6 innings, giving up 1 run. He had issued a bases-loaded walk in the first inning. That's the only run he gave up in 6. Swing and a miss. That settled down after that, too. Cohen 6 hits and 4 strikeouts. And he's in line to get the victory if the Panners don't come back. Right now, Steven Vasquez tasked with keeping it a 2-run game. Gets a swing and a miss. He's in front here 0-2 on Beasley. Beasley, Christensen, and Waller due up. Steven Vasquez, sophomore from Mount Sackett of Upland, California, the 6'1" right-hander. This is up top 1-2. This game was tied 1-1 after 1. The Waves getting 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Panners answer back with 2 in the 7th on the 2-run home run for Sean Rimmer, his 4th of the year. But the Waves pick up a run as Thomas scores on a wild pitch in the 8th inning. Strike 3 called. Vasquez K's. Beasley. Vasquez has been good this year. Pleasant surprise for the Goldpanners. Weren't sure what they were getting. He has the pedigree. He's been a nice part of this Goldpanner team. Garner Christensen will slap one off the end of the bat into shallow center field for a base hit. Waves' 8th hit of the game.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 6, Jackson Waller.
Brings up Jackson Waller. Garrow Von Dane here at Groudon. The time is running short on the Goldpanners. Swing and a miss. It has been a while since the Panners dropped 3 straight at home. They don't lose much at Groudon. I want to say it was that 2015 team, the last one to lose. 3 straight here at Groudon. Swing and a miss. 1-2. 1 out, a runner at first base. Vasquez facing Jackson Waller. 1 for 3 tonight, was hit by a pitch and scored. 3 runners that have been hit by a pitch today have scored for the Waves.
That foul ball brought to you by the Gold Daughters.
5 hit batsmen.
Gold Daughters this summer to experience what it's like to be a gold digger.
And 4 walks issued by Goldpanner pitchers. Swing and a miss. A big bender from Vasquez. Gets Waller swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Steven Vasquez.
Now to bat for the
big
Waves,
curveball he's got. And here's Reese Anderson.
Anderson.
Reese Anderson made an incredible catch in center field. Again, the Panners, Rimmer with that blast over the left field fence. But other than that, not much hit in the air today into the outfield. Reese Anderson. We were talking, coaches and I, the other day about comparing Sean Rimmer to last year's Yavapai sensation, well, at least for the first couple weeks of the season. Noah Turley hit 5 home runs in the first 3 games of the season. But he had an abbreviated year, was just with the Panners for a couple of weeks. This one is lined to center. He transferred to Arizona and was playing with the Cats this year. Caught in center field by Caden Clark. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. It's the last chance for the Goldpanners when we come back. Are the Waves going to take 3 straight here at Groudon? 5-3 San Diego. Well, this is it. The Panners trailing by 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Caden Clark will try to spark the Goldpanners here in the bottom of the 9th inning. They scored 3 in the bottom of the 9th to send it extra yesterday. Just need 2 tonight. But you got to get that leadoff runner on, bring the tying run to the plate. Strike called. Sage Dunaway, a left-hander from Pacific University. Misses outside, it's 2-1. A right-hander will start throwing in the pen. It's Clark, Munoz, and Kless due up. Oh, too much underneath it. Skied one to left. And it's out number 1. Panners with 3 runs on 9 hits. The Waves 5 runs, 8 hits. Our series finale and homestand finale tomorrow night. First pitch 7 p.m. Remember, before you sign off tonight, to click the subscribe button if you haven't already on the Goldpanners YouTube page, and also follow us on all of our social media sites on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Munoz 1 for 3 tonight, and he pops this one out of play. He's in the hole here, 0-2. Panners need a base runner.
That foul ball did hit a Porta-John.
Ground ball to second. 4-3. Panners down to their final out. And it's all up to Brock Kless now. Find a way on base.
Give it up for your bat boy, Riley.
Sage Dunaway trying to finish this one off and give the pitching coach, Lewis Cohen, the win. I bet his arm doesn't hurt right now. The stench of the smoke from the wildfires rises again. Ugh, it's awful. Sometimes it reaches dangerous levels here where everyone's told to stay indoors. Hope it doesn't get there, but we're leaving town in a couple of days. Here's the 1-1. Bind up the middle, a base hit. Kless has his second hit of the night. And the Panners still with the pulse here as the tying run does come to the plate. And it's Griffin Harrison, the freshman from Sacramento State, is 1 for 3 with a walk. He has scored twice in the game. After Harrison would be Rimmer. Panners down to their last out. Sage Dunaway facing Griffin Harrison, who swings and misses. The off-speed is lined to left, and it will drop for a base hit. 2 aboard for the Goldpanners as the tying run is on base. Harrison with his second hit of the night. And here we go. It's Sean Rimmer. Rimmer homered off of Dunaway in the 7th inning. And here comes pitching coach and starting pitcher tonight, Lewis Cohen. And here come the Panners again, rallying late. Do they have another comeback in them here in this homestand? Sean Rimmer is 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run and a single. Dunaway will pitch to Rimmer in a lefty-righty matchup. Back-to-back singles after the first 2 outs were recorded. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2 outs. And Sean Rimmer represents the winning run. The first pitch to Rimmer, well, they pitch around him. A deal outside for ball 1. Deck is Brock Rudy. Two aboard, 2 out, and a 1-0 pitch from Dunaway to Rimmer. And it's called a strike. Crowd thought it was low. And it's 1-1 on Rimmer. We'll be at Hawaii this fall. Four home runs on the season. The 1-1. And he pops it up. It's playable for Fenn, calling for it. Under it, and makes the catch. The Waves have taken 3 straight from the Goldpanners. All here at Groudon. And the Waves have assured themselves at least a series split, and they do it with their pitching coach starting and going 6 innings, giving up just 1 run.
If you have consumed alcohol, please
Cohen and Dunaway combine for a 9-inning, 5-3 victory over the Goldpanners. The Waves were out of pitching, and they get it done and take their 3rd straight against the Panners, who will try to find a way to stop this longest skid of the season tomorrow night in the home finale. Ian Torpy takes the loss for the Goldpanners, and Lewis Cohen, the 30-year-old pitching coach, gets the win. Sage Dunaway earns himself the save, going the final 3. And the Panners fall to the Waves. The Goldpanners are now 11-4-1. The Waves improve to 10-3-1. And the Panners, you can see it in their body language right now, wondering what has gone wrong after 3 straight losses. They'll try and shake it off and come back tomorrow and send the home fans off with a victory in the series finale and the homestand finale. But again, the Panners fall tonight by a final score of 5-3. Our lowest scoring game of the series. And it wasn't the prettiest game of the series, but the Waves will take it. 3 runs on 11 hits for Fairbanks, 5 runs, 8 hits for the Waves. And the Panners back to the drawing board. And we'll try to come back strong tomorrow, as will we. Tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. first pitch. Tune in, turn on, and pan out. For Chris Carlson, I'm Garo Von Dane saying so long from smoky Fairbanks, Alaska. Have a great Friday night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.